Hey y'all, I'm Lisa Shively. Today I'm going to do an easy sweet potato soup with you. I think you're going to love this. Sweet potatoes aren't just for the holidays, and the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and the North Carolina Sweet Potato Commission wanted me to show you some other ways you can enjoy sweet potatoes year-round. Let's get started with the soup. I'm going to cook this on my hot plate so I think you can see it better. First, we're going to get started with 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to let that melt, then a half a cup of chopped onions, and we're going to let that cook until it gets good and tender. I've got my onions cooking in my butter, and they're getting there, but while they're getting tender, I want to show you how I like to cook my sweet potatoes when I want to mash them like we did for this recipe. 1 pound of sweet potatoes will give you about 1.25 cups of cooked mashed sweet potatoes. And that's important to know when you're at the grocery store and you're trying to plan your recipes. To cook sweet potatoes where I need mashed cooked sweet potatoes, I like to stab them with a knife a couple of times and put them in the microwave, 3 or 4 on a plate, cook them for about 6 minutes, and then flip them over and cook for 6 more minutes. You can feel then, if they're good and tender, they're ready. If you think they need a few more minutes, go ahead and cook them for 2 to 3 more minutes. When they're good and tender to mushy, that's when they're good and ready. Take them out and let them cool good. I can't tell you how many times I've burned my fingers trying to peel hot sweet potatoes. Do better than I do. Okay, after your sweet potatoes are cooled and you peel them, put them in a bowl, and you can see I just mashed them with a fork until they're good and mashed up. Very easy, very simple. If you got some bored kids around the house, a good thing to give them a fork and let them do for a few minutes. Okay, this is looking good and these onions are smelling great. We're going to take this off the heat just for a few minutes and add a tablespoon of flour. We're going to stir that in good till it's really good and coats those onions in butter good. What this will do will act as a thickener in your soup. Oh yeah, that is looking great. I wish I could smell this. Okay, gonna add it back to the heat. And now we're ready to finish this soup up. Okay, to the onions and the butter and the flour, we're gonna add 2 cans of chicken broth. Very simple, easy to do, and a quick meal too. Okay, there's my 2 cans of chicken broth. I'm going to stir that in, then add my sweet potatoes. Very simple. You'll have lunch or dinner in no time with this recipe. We're going to stir this sweet potato in. I hope you can see this. Oh yeah, that is looking great. Okay, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Adding brown sugar to sweet potatoes just brings out the natural sweetness that the sweet potatoes have. You don't want this soup to be a super sweet. It's not a dessert. It's just a great lunch or dinner. Okay, I have 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. Now this just might not seem like an everyday kind of meal at your house, but once you taste this, you'll want it on a regular basis, especially as quick and easy as it is. Do buy plenty of sweet potatoes at one time. If you're afraid they're going to go bad before you use them, then go ahead and cook them. You can peel, slice, and cube them and parboil them. Put them in the freezer. They'll keep great. Or you can go ahead and microwave or bake them and peel them and mash them so you're ready to make soup or breads or muffins. You just pull it out of the freezer, let it thaw a few minutes, and you are ready to go. Alright, we're going to bring this to a boil. Isn't this beautiful? It just looks like a party in a bowl. Okay, we're going to get this soup up to a boil. Then we're going to turn the heat down and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of whipping cream. That's going to make it smooth and beautiful. You'll love this soup, and it can be served warm or chilled. If you're having a fancy affair, chilled soup it's so easy, but it'll really get a lot of wows out of your guest. Our soup's been simmering for about 5 minutes, so now it's time to turn the heat down even more and add in 1 cup of whipping cream. This is going to make this soup smooth and delicious. Very easy. And like I said, you can serve this chilled or warm. We like it warm. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? Now you saw that I mashed my sweet potatoes with a fork, and that will make it a little chunkier. If you're wanting a smooth as silk soup, then put your sweet potatoes in your food processor before you add them to the soup. Oh my, this is just good eating right here. Now this soup is beautiful just as it is, but if you're having a fancy gathering and you want to hear some oohs and ahs, take a little bit of the whipping cream you have left and pour a little swirl over the top. It will be beautiful, and people will be talking about your soup for weeks to come. This recipe came from my new book, my Fat Little Sweet Potato Cookbook. This is 100 sweet potato recipes that are quick and easy, and you can enjoy sweet potatoes every day.